The Baltimore Ravens come away with a much-needed win. Big time win going up to 4-5. 4-5 right now. 2,719. This game going into this game, I said, there's all this talk, right, about the Baltimore Ravens defense and how is it getting better? Is it evolving? Is it getting healthier? Et cetera, et cetera. And there was all that debate on first things first about it. Like, is it really is enough? And I kind of went into this game saying, listen, you're going up against a young quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. I'm like, if this defense is back to being what you need it to be, you are going to make this young quarterback in his fourth ever football game, essentially a rookie. Uh, you're going to make him look like a young quarterback. You're going to make him look lost. You're going to make him look overwhelmed. You're going to make this offense is going to be all out of sorts. That's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. Because if you can't make J.J. McCarthy look uncomfortable, then how are you going to make Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, et cetera, et cetera? So this was such a telling game for me. Look, you held J.J. McCarthy 20 for 42, 248 yards, 5.9 yards per attempt, one touchdown, two interceptions, a 54.5 passer rating. I mean, the game itself, to me, this was a textbook game of just like you're leaning on this other team and you're just waiting for them to break, right? It's not like this game was just this dominant. We are the Baltimore Ravens. Let's go, especially offensively. Nothing earth-shattering there. I think Lamar Jackson played pretty well. I still think the way how he uses his legs right now just feels different. And it's not because of injury. It's just his decision making as to when he wants to run and how he runs and what he's looking to do. Because he showed that before he got injured, before he missed any games, and so it's still something that I'm personally trying to figure out and make sense with what I see. But a very typical Lamar Jackson box score: 17 for 29, 176 yards. Some really beautiful throws throughout the course of the game. Was obviously pressured a ton. Rushed for 9 times for 36 yards, but Derrick Henry obviously taken the bulk of that 20 carries for 75 yards. And again, it's not like Derrick Henry just had himself a day and had himself a feast, but Lamar Jackson spreading the ball around, hitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 set, 8 different receivers. But yeah, I mean, this game was so much more won by just the defense really leaning on this offense of the Minnesota Vikings offense and just being like, we're just going to lean on you. I mean, they had 13 penalties for 102 yards, 13 penalties, 7 or so. I think it ended up being 7, might have been 8. False start penalties for the Minnesota Vikings. Like, this is a team that just was so out of sorts. Fumbles on the kickoff return, on the kickoff returns. Again, the 2 interceptions could have been 3, maybe could have even been 4, quite frankly. I do think that the Baltimore Ravens need to be better, but at the same time, he did everything he needed to do defensively, and I think this is still a Brian Flores defense that looked special. Honestly, the first half of the game especially was great. I mean, they were stifling Lamar Jackson and the Ravens offense. They just were. Um, but you keep giving Lamar Jackson and this Ravens offense enough opportunities. You keep giving them turnovers. You give them extra possessions. They're going to eventually break you. They're going to eventually break you. And I think that's what we saw in this game, honestly. So I think this was another tough, gritty game that I think it was important for the Baltimore Ravens to face, honestly. Offensively, specifically. Defensively, again, you went up against a team that had, like I said, 7 or 6 or 7 false start penalties alone. Just that alone is pretty insane. The broadcast was like, I don't even know how to explain this. Like, I don't even know what to say. And disrupting J.J. McCarthy and making him look like a young quarterback is its own category of defensive play. Though from a great defense, I expect that. I expect that. And they did that. They did exactly what they needed to do. And offensively, they went up against a really tough, physical, well-coached defense, and they played well enough. They did what they needed to do. Um, So all in all, great win. All in all, really important win. Um, and they're 4-5 right now. They're right in the swing in the mix of things. I mean, the Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills losing to the Miami Dolphins. So, games. Who knows how this is all going to unfold right now? Drake May and the Patriots taking down um, the Bucks and the Colts, coming away in an overtime win against the Falcons. So, I mean, everything is so weirdly imbalanced right now. Truly. I mean, the Jags literally losing to the Texans with a backup quarterback, Davis Mills. I mean, it's all open. I mean, it's absolute. The Jags are now 5-4. The Ravens are 4-5. Where are the Chiefs at? They're 5-4. I mean, it's all still there. The Chargers are only 6-3, right? The Broncos are 8-2. The Colts are 8-2, and the Patriots are 8-2, right? Those teams have some space, no doubt. Everyone else is up for grabs. The Bills up for grabs, okay? The Steelers up for grabs, the Jags up for grabs, Chargers up for grabs, Chiefs. I mean, it's all up for grabs right now. It's all up for grabs. It's crazy. I don't know what we're watching right now. I really don't. It's crazy. Absolutely. Positively crazy. So the Ravens were, dealt some bad luck with some injuries and some tough losses earlier on in the season. And now they've been gifted some pretty nice luck where it's like, hey, the NFL right now is insane. It's a mess. You got teams that could be adding some gaps and some space between other teams. And you know what? We're just going to lose to a backup quarterback. You know what? We're just going to lose to one of the worst teams in the NFL. No worry. Like, it's just the giveth and taketh. And right now, the Ravens are getting some gifts handed their way. So it's up to them to continue to take advantage of that. The wins are there. The wins are there. The schedule is there for them. So how is it all going to unfold, man? I don't think anyone could realistically predict right now because this is just wild. When I just checked, saw that the Jags lost him. Like, how did that just happen? Like, how does that even happen? Especially considering what the score was before. So football's insane, and seeing the Bills lose, you're just like, yeah, we could say, oh, it was a divisional game, blah 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 blah. Just crazy, man. The NFL is still apes. The fact that the Ravens are 4-5 and yet it's still wide open for them. The fact that they can still win the division. The fact that they can find themselves in the probably realistically the third or fourth seed. Uh, Best case scenario. Uh, it's just insane. Absolutely insane to me. Absolutely insane to me. But those are just my thoughts. I absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Baltimore Ravens taking down the Minnesota Vikings 27-19 and creeping their way up in the standings, closing the gap between some of these other, especially at the minimum, these other wild card teams? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing as we are building an amazing community here. Um, I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility in the algorithm. Thank you so much.